The iPhone 8 from Apple could be delayed. The Galaxy Note 8 has been leaked significantly. The Google Pixel 2 and the Pixel XL have also been leaked. LG launches a budget variant of their LG G6. AMD has come out with their Threadripper and Ryzen 3. So in this video, let's talk about all of these. Hey, this is your host Yusuf from TECHDROIDS, and you're watching episode number 1 of Weekly Tech Rewind. So with that being said, let's get started. So starting off with the iPhone 8, it can be delayed, and that's an official report from Apple and also the leaks suggested. And the reason behind the delay can be the fingerprint sensor and a few other things. So Apple has been trying out a bunch of prototypes, and the placement of the fingerprint sensor just doesn't seem right. So they can't put it here if they want that minimal bezel or that bezel-less look. The back of the phone also doesn't seem to be a really good placement. So the only way Apple could have done it is in the display or built it into the display, and that technology is pretty new, so Apple isn't getting it right, so it can be delayed for that reason. And some other things also are going wrong with the iPhone 8. We are getting some design changes and stuff. So yeah, we have to just wait, and it can be delayed till December or October, November time. It will not be launched in September as it was rumored. Moving on, we have some new leaks about the Galaxy Note 8. So Samsung tweeted about their new Exynos lineup of CPUs coming out. Now in that tweet they had a picture, and in that picture they had a phone on which the Exynos chip was placed. And it is rumored, or at least the leaks are going around, that phone can be the Galaxy Note 8. And it's a pretty significant leak and a pretty good guess as well, because the Galaxy Note 8 has been rumored, and the designs that have been rumored and leaked around are pretty similar to that image. So you have that bezel-less curved look on the front, and this is how the Galaxy Note 8 can look if it does come out from Samsung. And a Galaxy S8 Plus and S8 features will also be there in the Galaxy Note 8, and you will also have the dual cameras and the S Pen functionality. So that's something to look out for when the Galaxy Note 8 actually comes out. Moving on to something other than smartphones, we have the PC master race. So AMD launched their AMD Threadripper CPUs and also the Ryzen 3 products. So the Threadripper happens to be extreme, enthusiast level CPUs with 12 and 16 core CPUs ranging from $799 to $999. So you'll have 12 cores, 24 threads, 16 cores, 32 threads, 3.5 gigahertz to 4 gigahertz, and that's all the good stuff that you'll see in the Threadripper line of CPUs. But also what came out was AMD Ryzen 3. So these are budget CPUs for the masses kind of things. So you have the Ryzen 3 1200 and the 1300X. So again, 4 cores, and you'll also have 3.1 gigahertz to 3.5 gigahertz clock speeds, and also the feature to overclock. And these will be priced pretty competitively, and you'll get them in late July in Europe and United States of America. So that will be something to see, and I'll be making PC builds on the channel, so yeah, look out for those. And let's move on to the next one. Now the next big news happens to be about the Google Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. And they've been leaked in the past few weeks, and the leaks seems to be pretty significant and pretty possible. So the Google Pixel 2, the smaller of the phone, will be only a 5-inch phone with a Quad HD display, and it will only have a spec bump and a battery capacity increase. But the main changes will happen in the Google Pixel 2 XL. At least that's what's been rumored. And the changes will be a 6-inch minimal bezel display. On the back you'll have that glass strip cut down to the top. You'll have only 20% of the phone with that glass. You'll not have dual cameras. You'll have a pair of stereo speakers on the top, and this is how the phone looks actually. So yeah, you can relate to the design, and it can be a pretty good phone and pretty good design. It'll be water resistant and dust resistant, and you'll have the Snapdragon 835 and the latest Android version on it. So yeah, it will not come out anytime soon. The launch date has been rumored to October of this year. So yeah, there's quite a bit of time left out, so let's wait and let's hope for the best Google Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL we can get. Next, moving on to some major launches in the past few weeks. First up comes the Moto E For Plus. It's a 5000 mAh battery phone with a MediaTek CPU. It's a budget phone, so nothing great. 720p display, 13 and 5 megapixel cameras, and decent build quality, decent specs, and stock Android from Motorola. And it is under that $200 price bracket, so yeah, I don't expect too much from it, but it can be a sick deal if you are into that Motorola and stock Android side of things. Next up, we also had the launch of the Honor 8 Pro, so the flagship killer from them. It has dual cameras, decent build quality, pretty good specs, the Kirin 960, really good display and everything, and it also happens to be targeted towards the OnePlus 5 audience. So yeah, if you are into the OnePlus 5, consider checking that out as well. And it has a really good camera and it is pretty comparable to the OnePlus 5. So yeah, I feel, in my opinion, it's a pretty good device for a pretty affordable price. Next up, moving on, LG has launched their budget version of the LG G6, and they're calling it the Q series lineup of phones. So the LG Q6, the Q6 Plus, and the Q6 Alpha. So it's also called the Q6A. And you'll have Snapdragon 435s all universally in all the phones. You'll have 2, 3 or 4 gigabytes of RAM depending on which variant you go, 16, 32 and 64 gigabytes of storage, 3000 mAh batteries universally, 5 and 13 megapixel cameras on the back and the front. And it is a pretty good lineup of device, though can be considered underpowered. But yeah, if LG manages to price this aggressively or competitively, it can be a pretty sick deal again. And that's been it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching the first episode of Weekly Tech Rewind. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then give this video a massive thumbs up. Get subscribed to TECHDROIDS. Let me know in the comments down below how you can improve or how I can improve the series, and what more would you like me to include in the series. And yeah, the series will be live every Sunday, so every week on Sunday, hop onto the channel to watch Weekly Tech Rewind. This was just the first episode, many more to come. Let me know your feedback on what you think about the series, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This has been your host, Yusuf Alat from Weekly Tech Rewind, and I'm signing out. See you in the next one. Peace.